What's up, everybody? This is Brittany, the Lone Star Wholesaler, and I am back with another video talking about all things wholesaling. Before we jump into today's topic, I would just ask, if you're watching this on YouTube, if the information that you see is helpful, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you want to know when I have loaded future videos talking about all things wholesaling, please hit that subscribe button so you can get the notifications. And if you're watching this on Facebook, likes always help. And also share with anybody that you know who is interested in learning something new about wholesaling in real estate. All right, guys, so tonight's topic is why I do not use an assignment contract. An assignment contract is the ideal contract to use when you are wholesaling a piece of property, because essentially, as a wholesaler, what you are doing is you are assigning your position in a real estate transaction to your buyer. That's what we're doing. And so the assignment contract includes you as the assigner. It includes your buyer as the assignee. It lists the property. It also lists a clause that you have notified the home buyer, you the wholesaler, is assigning your position in this real estate transaction to someone else. And your assignment fee is included as well. It's short and sweet. From a legal standpoint, you are able to use this in order to close a wholesale deal. However, I prefer not to do it that way. I prefer a purchase agreement. One of the reasons why I prefer a purchase agreement is I like to negotiate a purchase price with my buyer. I do not want to negotiate my assignment fee. So if I were to use an assignment contract with the buyer, essentially the only price that would be listed on the assignment contract is my assignment fee. And that's what would be the negotiating point between me and the buyer. But when I use a purchase agreement, now I'm negotiating the purchase price of the property with the buyer. I expect for my buyer to use analysis in order to see what price works best for him, which will be based off of the property itself, the condition of the property, what's going on in the area, and comps, but not my assignment fee. So another reason why I like to use a purchase agreement is because I want all of my business forms to be uniform. If I'm using a purchase agreement with my seller, I also want to use a purchase agreement with my buyer. And also with the purchase agreement, I am able to spell out specific things in there to make clear about who is taking care of what concerning this closing. One of the things that I like specified in my purchase agreement with my buyer is who is responsible for closing costs, okay? So in my purchase agreement, there is a specification about who is responsible for that. Another thing that's spelled out is who's responsible for the property survey and who's responsible for title insurance. Now, I didn't think that those last two things that I mentioned were a big deal, but our buyer approached us with one of our deals and was like, hey, who's going to take care of this? A lesson I learned from that is, okay, we're going to have this spelled out up front to where there is not even a discussion about this after, we've signed contracts, because it's spelled out specifically about who's taking care of what. Also, my title company is using both of my contracts in order to execute the closing. So I want everything as clear and concise as possible to make everything smooth for my title company getting my deal closed. I also send them a closing detail email as well, but still they are executing the specifics in the contracts, because those are the legal binding agreements that they're using in order to get this deal closed. So that is another reason why that I like to use a purchase agreement with my buyer. Also today, I just wanted to just take a moment to talk about something that I feel like that is important, to all my wholesalers out there, my new wholesalers, my new real estate investors. I just want to take the time out to tell you, don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep learning this business. Keep pushing forward to figuring out what works for you keep pushing towards you closing that first deal. Keep learning. Keep implementing the things that are working for you, and the things that are not, throwing them out. I know for me in this business, what I'm learning is that the name of the game is not to give up. It's to really understand that if you just stick with it and figuring out what works, you will win. You know, the learning piece is really important. You know, never stop learning something new about the business, keeping yourself updated about your market. You know, always be challenging yourself mentally about learning something new. Some of the books that I've read in the past that have helped me to shift my mental mindset, because what I've also learned too is where you are mentally is going to be reflected in your business. Okay, so if you have some type of limiting belief about success, about entrepreneurship, about business ownership, that will be reflected in your business. Okay, so it's important for you to really be aware of that and to throw out the junk and to keep the treasure. Some of the books that I've read that have helped me with this, I want to share with you today. The first one is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by the late Stephen Covey. A phenomenal book. It's a pretty thick book, but I find that with reading this book, it made me a better person. I feel like that these principles that he discussed in this book is you reflecting on why is your life the way that it is. You know, whether good or bad, your life is where it is for a reason. And are you thinking that your life is where it is because of outside forces? Or is your life where it is because of who the inner you is? So he expounds upon that in this book here. But this is a great read. The next book that I wanted to share is Think and Grow Rich. And this Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. And this is a collaboration with Dennis Kimbrough and Napoleon Hill. So the original title is Think and Grow Rich, and it's by Napoleon Hill. But I like this because Dennis Kimbrough incorporates some phenomenal things with the original principles that's specific to the Black experience in America. So I enjoyed this book. This is kind of a lengthy read as well, but it's some great things in here to help you to shift your mindset. And then the last book that I'd like to mention to you all tonight is The Alchemist. And this book is authored by Paulo Coelho. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But this book is also a phenomenal book. And this book is actually shorter than the other two that I showed you. But the premise of this book, the main character is figuring out on this lengthy journey. He ends up finding out that the treasure, what he was looking for, was with him all along. And so oftentimes that's one of those questions that we have to ask ourselves, is our keys to success, are our keys to success so far off or wrapped up in other people, other people's success, or other people's beliefs? Or is our success just within, the exploration of self? So this is also a great read as well. Again, this is called The Alchemist, and it's by Paulo Coelho. Okay. That's it, you guys. That's the video for this week. I discussed the topic about why I do not use an assignment contract. I hope you found this information today helpful. If you're watching me on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and also subscribe so you know when I load new videos talking about all things real estate and wholesaling. And also, if you're watching this on Facebook, don't hesitate to hit the like button and also share with people that you know that are interested in learning about all things wholesaling and real estate. I will see you all in my next video. I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.